We are part of the Fired Up Sports Network of shows. Please check out other Fired Up Sports Network podcasts like the P-Lot Pod, Water Cooler Talk, Bell Smashers, Philly Sports Love and Pain, Drunk on Broad, Beer Battered Sports, and the Fired Up Sports Show, which are available on all major podcasting hosting sites and social media. Also, check out Mark Ramos' Roundup on firedupsports.com, which breaks down the happenings going on with all your favorite local teams.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flyers are going to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup for the lead. Yes!
Iverson, wow, what a fake off Daniels as he broke his ankles and got all the way to the cup.
Welcome in. What up?
What up, boys?
Yeah, listen, Rich, I don't know if you know, but we're live on IG, bro.
Ooh, on the IG.
Live on the IG, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Twitter's stupid, so
Instagram?
Yeah.
Instagram.
Is that the one that brings you the food? Are we live on Instacart? Poor guy.
Listen, we can be. Maybe listen, there's all we got a spot for everybody.
Yeah, I just wanted some carrots, but I got 3 dickheads. Crazy.
Yeah. How much were those carrots, Rich? $28.50.
$20, Joe. Never forget.
How much were the carrots themselves?
The world may never know. What's going on, boys? How we been?
Oh, listen.
Oh man, it's been forever.
It's been a while, but we've had 2 preseason games since the last time we talked. So let's just jump right into it. Who's impressed you now that training camp's complete? Preseason game number 3 is on Saturday afternoon at 1:00.
Yeah,
against the Vikings, which is a weird preseason matchup anyway.
it hurts.
I don't think anybody's really playing.
I hope he does. I mean,
Jahan will get some snaps.
I just want him to play like a series, and that's it. Like I want to
Get him out.
I really enjoyed actually watching a lot of the team starters play because I think it's important. I really do for game speed. I want to see them play. So even if it's like a series, I don't care if he just hands the ball off to Gainwell 3 times. Like just be on the field.
Gotcha.
But I'm not going to lie. I watched both preseason games in their full extent. They're full extent. And that's very unusual for me. But I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking in. And those linebackers, bro, whoo-wee, rest. Defensive line backups fucking stink. Linebackers, whoo-wee. Dude, Vaughn looks awesome. Devin White was flying around the field, which was awesome to see. And, yo, Chris, what's up, buddy? I have no idea who the one white dude is with all the tattoos, though. And he was making some fucking, like.
You talking about Zach Bond?
No, it was the other guy who has the sleeve.
Van something.
Yeah, that guy.
Van Sumeren.
Dude, they were making plays. I was thoroughly impressed. Like, the linebackers looked good. I was very happy with it. And, you know, like, watching the game, just watching those dudes buzz around, they were covering. Like, they were hitting the holes that they should have been hitting. Like, Bond's a tackling machine. I didn't see, like, the flashes of Zach Cunningham or fucking Nick Morrow missing tackles. Like, Devin White looks phenomenal. And this is exactly what we needed to go into the season with a confident linebacking core. It was pretty awesome to see. Like, I am very excited to watch these linebackers play against first teamers because we sent out our second team defense against the Patriots first team and we completely dismantled them. I feel terrible for Patriots fans because their team is fucking stink.
It's bad.
But my negative side of it is James Bradbury is absolute fucking.
He's cooked.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think one of the takeaways is right. You've seen the last of James Bradbury. I don't see that there's a way that even with the switch to safety that he's done enough to make the roster.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's just not good. And Joe, that was exactly what I was going to say. The speed at which you have to play safety is just not there. And he's a guy that's switching to a new position.
In that, not to cut you off, Don, but
you're good.
In the joint practice, his assignment was, I think it was the second. I don't know his name. He was either the second or the third string tight end, and he got cooked by the second or third string tight end. Not a receiver, not a first receiver, a second receiver, a third receiver, a second or third string tight end. The guy made a move on him, and got past him and ran down the sideline and caught the ball. James is like running behind him, so it's not good. It's not good for him making the team or.
No.
I mean, I think they might keep him just for a body, just because of the money situation. But I hope we never have to see him play.
The whole Drake May option, where it was him versus Drake May, and he could not cover that assignment and just even failed to make a tackle. I'm like, dude, Bradbury, I'm over it, man. I'm like, I know they were trying to see if he can play safety. I was extremely impressed with Avonte Maddox. Avonte Maddox looked great at safety. I would love to see him and CJ side to side, because you got a guy who can cover, and he's used to covering. So when you put a tight end, like the problem with Avonte Maddox was he's just got beat the fuck up his whole career.
Can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy. He gets beat up. But putting him in a situation where he can actually watch the play in front of him, break on the ball, and he's not afraid to tackle, I thought that was an excellent move. And the fact that all the announcers were singing his praise, that the number one guy he was helping was Quinyon Mitchell, and basically Quinyon Mitchell was taking his job playing in the slot. So when Quinyon Mitchell said, hey, man, the guy who's been helping me the most is Avonte Maddox, you can see Avonte Maddox is embracing this new role that, Vic Fangio and Nick Sirianni have for him. And that's what you want out of your veteran guys. And it sounds so crazy calling Avonte Maddox a vet because he's not even 30 yet, but he's been in the league for 7 years, and he looked great at safety. CJ and him could be a problem because you have two guys who aren't afraid to tackle and can play the ball. The interception he had was perfect. He stepped in, he jumped the route, and took it almost to the 50-yard line. Like that's what I want to see out of my safety. Like it's just reminding me of the days of when we had safeties who could intercept the ball. Something that's been lacking for the past few years, especially with our defensive backs, just not creating turnovers and not getting the interceptions that we want. I'm just impressed by his play, the linebacker play, and the backup tight end play. Like EJ, whatever the fuck his name is. He was
he's pretty much played himself onto that roster. EJ Jenkins.
Yeah, because they let Azuma go, or however you say his name.
Mm-hmm.
They just let him go yesterday.
Yeah, I mean and I love it. Like that's a guy second year in the league, was on the practice squad last year. He came in, dude. He was making some plays. Tanner McGee, second preseason game.
Yep.
Wow. How Kenny Pickett is over him on the depth chart fucking kills me. Kenny's small hands, has to wear gloves because he can't grip the ball or throw the ball even 4 yards down the field. Tanner McGee came out and was throwing dimes to Nagata. Nagata can't create that much separation, but that man's hands are strong. He reminds me of like a T.O. build, and I actually like him. Like that's a guy who I would want to see progress a little more because he has the strength. Maybe they can work on him with the separation. Who knows? But man, Avonte Maddox and the linebackers, kudos, man. That defense, I was very, very afraid of.
When you look at how they revamped that defense, right? Like look at where this defense is and the complete overhaul compared to last year.
Yeah.
especially right at linebacker and at corner.
Yeah.
You were really older and thin at both of those positions. And right now, right, you're looking at a linebacker core that's younger, significantly more athletic.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the athleticism, Rich, I think they're finally getting a glimpse of a healthy Nakobe Dean.
Yep.
What that could mean for this defense. You're looking at the athleticism of a Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who's a guy
that's crazy. I didn't even touch on it.
Right. Like they're getting production from those guys down the depth chart, which, if you're going to get that production, this team is only going to be more athletic and better. Right. And then you look at the DBs, they almost have too many young DBs to the point where they're going to have to cut somebody that's worthy of making an NFL roster unless they can flip somebody in a trade. But you look at their you look at their corner room, right, between Darius Slay, Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Isaiah Rodgers. Keely Ringo is a guy that has really, really come on and pretty much solidified himself at that opposite corner, which says a lot for, a team that, for their first 2 draft picks, picked 2 corners. And, that depth at that position, I know they're young, but they got a bunch of dudes that are going to go get the ball. And it's surprising me how, it's really hard to take away a lot from this preseason because a lot of these guys are just not playing, and you're really not going to get the feedback until you really see them all on the field, all at the same time, all playing together. But those guys are great.
Yeah.
The guy that I think is going to bust out is Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter has the opportunity, and I don't say this very lightly. By the end of the year, he could be the best guy on this roster if he plays to his full potential. He's a guy that could go in and wreck games by himself because he's got that kind of potential.
Absolutely. We talk about guys at each position and depth and youth and athleticism and, cover skills and, playmakers. A lot of that has to do with our defensive coordinator. Every player that's talked, all the guys that are talking on the radio and online and on TV are talking about it's nice to have a coordinator that utilizes you to your full strengths and has you in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah.
Like they mentioned that, at the practices and in these preseason games where they're going to be in the right spot, they're going to make the right read, and they're going to, fly around to the ball, make plays, make stops, tackle. There's, the communication is there. So you have the talent, you have the athleticism, and you have guys that know what they're doing because the coordinator knows what he's doing.
I mean, I was watching the game, and Huff was everything as advertised. He was a menace. And again, that was the Patriots' starting offensive line. It wasn't their guys. And he was just bullying dudes and making tackles for a loss and playing in the right position. Like, that's the shit that you gave this undrafted free agent who came on last year to have 10 sacks and 48% of the snaps played on defense. You give up a prolific pass rusher in Hassan Reddick to sign this guy. And you're like, holy fuck. Like, this dude is as good as advertised. And I would be saying this, it was the second or third stream, and he's out there and still bullying dudes. Like, great. He was doing this against first teamers. And I seen that. I'm like, holy shit. And then you got Nolan Smith, and it's like, our edges look nuts.
Good, right.
It's reminds you of the days when Brandon Graham and Tully Brown, I'm going to say hi, Tull. He just ran and jumped on the couch. What's up, dude?
There we go.
Yeah, you have.
What up, Bobby?
Oh, go Eagles! Get out of here.
Go, bro. Rich, but think about this, though. Think about who they've been playing against up until that Patriots practice.
Yeah.
He's been going up against Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson every day.
Yeah.
So that joint practice against the Patriots was his first time to play against someone other than one of those two guys.
That's not
right. And there's your iron sharpens iron, right? He's playing against two of the best tackles in the NFL every day.
Yeah.
It took for him to play against somebody else for everybody to be like, oh, now I see it. Right. Because up until then, right, you're only seeing him go up against those guys and not get to the quarterback. Well, he's not getting to the quarterback because he's playing against two of the best guys in the NFL. So like the way that they have revamped this team on defense. And Joe, the point about bringing in Fangio is like the most underlying, not talked about topic.
Yeah. Because
you're bringing in a guy that's not looking for another job. He's not looking for, the next break, right? This is it. He's here.
Yep.
And you see, based on the way that he's kind of picked and choose the playing rotations in these preseason games, you see his ability to be able to assert his authority in the coach's room too.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, Joe. I think when Vic Fangio was a consultant for our Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and he saw, Bradbury get cooked with Juju Smith-Schuster, I think that actually kind of helps us, because if you would have brought in a different defensive coordinator and you would have looked at just the salary numbers and the names on the backs of the jerseys, that you would see Slay and Bradbury week 1, just regardless of that. But I love the fact that Fangio is that no-nonsense guy, and he brings that to the team, that you get Ringo, who couldn't even start on the outside last year, as your one. And like you said, after you drafted in the first round, Quinyon Mitchell. So it's like, oh, shit, like great problems to have. And yeah, I mean, it's just been impressive with his rotations, and I'm so excited to see what these dudes do coming off the edge. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead, bub.
No, it's good. You have the coordinator in place, you have the scheme in place, and then you have a plethora of talent at slot corner, at outside corner, and now at linebacker. You finally have young core of linebackers that seem to know what they're doing and where to be at all times. They tackle. They are just relentless. They're sideline to sideline, and that is a byproduct of the coordinator. The coordinator has a scheme. He has a plan. He says, "Okay, you're playing today. You're not playing today." He came out and they asked him straight out about Bryce Huff. I guess it was a week or two ago, what he thought about him, coming over here and being the guy, and how he would handle the run and being an everyday starter. And he was like, well, I don't know if he's ready for that right now. He might be, or he could be, but I think that the way he runs a team and runs a defense, it's not a slight at the players. It's just, these are my expectations, and you better meet them or you're not going to play. And you have to have that mindset, and be assertive and be, have that constructive criticism towards these athletes. And you can't just play a guy because of his salary. You can't just play a guy because, he's been here, or he was here last year. Like, if you're not that good, you're not going to start. Like, you might have an opportunity at some point, but we're not going to just throw you out there. You have to earn, that playing time, and you have to show that you're falling in line with what the scheme is.
I agree.
Listen, let's talk some offense, right? Because big news drops today, right? We've kind of been we've been trying to figure out Howie is The GOAT. And Joe, I'm gonna go try to go right. I'm gonna try to go right to something I saw, because this speaks to something that I think talks about the extent that Howie has fleeced every. It seems like he's had the opportunity to fleece everybody. In the midst of his opportunities to acquire picks, I'm just going to read some of the and I'm going to start with some of the older picks, the older trades. He traded for Darren Sproles for a 5th rounder.
Yeah.
He got CJ GJ for a 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
He got Jay Ajayi for a 4th.
Yeah.
Super
He got
Bowl.
D'Amico Ryans for a 4th and a 3rd.
Dud.
He traded Kevin Cobb for DRC and a 2nd rounder.
Kevin Cobb.
He got Slay for a 3 and a 5.
Yep.
Steal.
He had the whole trade back and trade up to get Devontae Smith.
Yep.
He moved those few picks and got the 1st and Jalen Carter and a 2nd and a 3rd. I mean, he had the whole Wentz trade up, trade back, trade up, trade back. Right? Let's not forget that he flipped Sam Bradford for a 1st and a 4th.
Yeah.
Right? And then he has
money.
AJ Brown, right? He has the 1st round getting like just I'm sure that there's probably some that I'm missing, but like he is like masterful at just seizing the opportunity. And the craziest thing about this is that this is within your division, right? This is a team that you're gonna see twice a year, right? And you get a young, athletic Jahan Dotson who, for fucking reason,
I don't get it,
fell out of favor. And we were talking about it a little bit before the show, but like when you look at their depth chart, the Commanders' wide receiver room is not super deep. Terry McLaurin, Damani Brown, Luke McCaffrey, Olamide Zaccheaus, Martavis Bryant, who like Jamison Crowder
probably already got busted for smoking weed.
Yeah, wouldn't do it. He's high right now.
Right.
That wide receiver room is not deep. It's not young. It's like
Jamison Crowder's like 37. I didn't know he was still in the league. I remember when they traded for him from the Jets, and it's like, oh yeah, Jamison Crowder's gonna be their slot guy. That was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, he's 31.
He's
he's fucking like in football years. He might as well be getting his AARP card.
52. Yep.
He's 30, and he hasn't played fucking any snaps. I don't even remember him being on the field last year. And they Curtis Samuel last year with those guys. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Man.
Well,
thank you though, Josh Harris.
Right, thank you for a 5th. So they got Dotson and a 5th in 25 for a 3rd and 2 7s.
Yep, we already had 2 3s.
Yeah,
and we already
had a 3rd.
Yeah.
So,
and what would you rather have, Jawan Dotson or that 3rd round pick? I'd rather have Jawan Dotson.
He was a 1st round pick.
Yeah.
And they never had to throw him the ball. Of course the guy's not going to be great. You bring the dude in to be a slot guy, but then you fucking go out there and you're like, oh no, we're going to get Curtis Samuel, who's another gadget slot guy.
Yeah.
And then you try to put John Dotson outside. Obviously, that's not his position. He fucking wasn't an outside guy in college. And then you're like, oh, yeah, no, we're just going to trade him for fucking essentially nothing. That 3rd round pick means nothing to us. 2 7s means nothing.
That's crap. Yeah.
I mean, we get undrafted free agents and turn them into fucking studs on the offensive line. We don't give a shit about 7s. Nope. But, what is Washington thinking? You invest your 1st round draft capital on a rookie quarterback and you go, Your options are Terry McLaurin and Zach Ertz and 87-year-old Austin Eckler. If I'm Gene Daniels, I'm like,
what are we doing?
What are we doing? Are you going to package a 1, a 2, and the 3 and go get Brandon Ayuk, like Joe said, because they played together at Arizona State?
Yep.
Why the fuck? If I'm San Fran, I'd be like, all right, well, you need to give us a 1, 2, and a 3 because you're not getting a wide receiver back.
Right.
But what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's just dumb. Like, it came across my phone. I was so hyped today when I saw that because I don't have to see John Ross not be able to get open in the preseason.
Right.
Pretty awesome. Because that dude, I remember when he ran like the 4-2-1.
4-2.
And it was amazing. And now this guy, his game speed's slow and he can't get open against second team. Like,
he's too small.
I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I
think Paris Campbell had a decent camp, but he can't stay on the field. So I think it's going to be Brown, Smith, Dotson, Covey, and then Wilson, and then I think Smith is your sick. It goes to the practice squad.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's not done anything to
because he's been hurt. Right.
Yeah.
He had the reps, and I think you just stash him on the practice squad for now. But I think we all are enamored by Johnny Wilson and what he's done and been able to do with the reps that he's got so far. I mean, he's raw and he's got a ways to go, but he's making plays. He can block, and he's a wide receiver mold. He's not a tight end mold, which is good because some of these big receivers that we've brought in over the years, or guys we've seen over the years, they're like, oh well, they're probably just that wide receiver might just not be their position. Let's transition them over to a tight end. So I think he's going to be a receiver. I think he just needs, a little bit more time. But I mean, he's shown flashes, which is awesome, especially at 6'6", 6'7", 230. So it's a good thing to see.
He's going to be a great outside guy. Like, he's going to be one of those guys who has that Mike Evans body type, where he's not blowing you away with his speed, but his contested catch rate is going to be insane just because of his height. Like, he's in Dorial Beckham Green. Like, oh, this guy's a freak athlete. He's super quick. He can go get it. No, he fucking can't. And he couldn't stop smoking weed. I mean, I'll do it, burn it up, do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, like, I look at Johnny Wilson and I like him. I want him to make the team, but I also want to see him on the outside because I want to see him go up and get it. Like, Mike Evans is one of the most consistent wide receivers to play the game in the modern age. Like, we all know this. You watch the guy play 1,000-yard season after 1,000-yard season. He's not running a 4.4. My man runs like a 4.5, 4.6. Same thing as Johnny Wilson. But you can't teach height. You throw the ball up to him, you go
throw it up and catch it.
And that's what you want from a guy like that. That's a guy that you can run a post with, and he just turns around and goes up and gets it. You got corners who are 5'8", 5'9". Who's going to out-jump him?
Yep.
Like, that's why I love Dotson. I love Dotson because he's going to come in. You're going to slide him into the slot. That you can run a lot more one tight end personnel. I forget what it's called. The 11, I guess. Tight.
Yeah.
More 11 with the 3 wides. And good luck with Saquon, Dallas, Slim, Swole. Good. Pick your poison, dude.
Yeah. Rich, and this tweet kind of summed it up for me when I saw this. So Emmanuel, for whatever the many hot takes that he has, it says there are very few CB1s that can line up and cover AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Agreed? Right.
Yeah.
There are very few CB2s that will line up and guard Devontae Smith.
No one can. You can't guard him.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Now,
you cannot guard him.
There is not a collection of CB 1, 2, and 3 that will line up and be able to cover Brown, Smith, and Dotson at the same time.
Correct.
Put them in fucking motion. Like Kelly
yes.
going to put them in fucking motion.
I mean, if you thought that Kellen Moore had the opportunity, right? He's had number one offenses twice.
Yeah.
This is about to be number three.
Yeah.
Because you don't have if you could try to find a hole, maybe it's at right guard.
Becton's going to play that, and it'll be fine.
Right. Like that's what I'm saying. Like maybe like anywhere else, like Lane Johnson, no. Right. Cam Jurgens, no. Dickerson, no. Mailata, no. Goddard, no. Dotson, no. Smith, Brown, Barkley, Hurts, no. Like the only potential place where
right guard.
it's like is right guard, but because Mekhi Becton is playing a new position, right? So there is a transition inside rather than outside. But like when you look at him playing on that line and assimilating into that line,
yeah,
like good luck.
Yeah.
Like I just don't know where. I don't see places where this team doesn't score points.
No, and
there's no reason why this team can't average at least 30 points a game. It comes down to health. It comes down to the war of attrition, and you hope that your backups, if you do need to get into that realm, can come in and steal you a couple games and get you by. But looking at the starting lineup that we have and the weaponry and the capabilities that Kellen Moore offers, right. I mean, you can put Hurts under center, you can put Hurts in shotgun, you can do RPO, you can do West Coast. This is the perfect offense for any quarterback, because you can be dynamic, you can be interchangeable, you can run power run game, or you can do finesse. You have to be able to adjust in the NFL nowadays. So the fact that we have a guy like Kellen Moore back there is huge, because you can't be one dimensional. You can't be. You have to be able to adjust. You have to be able to adjust in game, which I think is going to be huge this year, because they ran into many issues of that during the season last year. Game after game after game. What do we do? Where's the check down? Where's the hot read? Whether it was Hurts or it was the coaches, but I think a lot of the year, and a lot of this also comes down to Hurts taking care of the ball. He has to cut down on his turnovers. Has to cut down. It doesn't matter who the coordinator is or what your offense you're running. You have to protect the ball. But I think he will, and he has to get used to the check down. Like, I don't think that's his bread and butter, but guess what, buddy? It's going to have to be, because this is a massive year for you. This is a massive year for this team.
I mean, Joe, the article that comes out about the relationship between Jalen Hurts and Kellen Moore, and the thing that I took out of that is that where he didn't have respect for where Sirianni took the offense last year, it didn't take long for him to gain the respect and conceive the offensive capabilities that Kellen Moore brings in the design of getting guys in motion, maybe staying in the pocket for that extra half a step, maybe checking, like take what the defense is giving you. Because I think when you're Jalen Hurts and you look around and you realize that, like, you can be the hero, but you don't have to be.
Right.
It's all going to be about seizing the opportunities to be able to look at how your offense matches up against the other team's defense and just pick them apart. If they're going to be like, they all can't all get the ball. There's one ball.
Yeah.
So, like, there are going to be games where Devontae Smith goes off. There are going to be games where A.J. Brown goes off. There's going to be a game where I guarantee, I don't know where it is on the schedule, but there's going to be a game where they hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley 25 times.
Against the Giants.
Yeah, that was – yeah.
Both
Hello.
Giants games.
Hello, Don. That was stupid. Idiot.
Like each Giant game, 38 carries, 297 yards, and touchdowns.
Yeah, bet the over on that one. Holy God.
But I think he respects Hurts Hurts respects. They have a respect for each other because they both played the position. Yeah. Jalen. Kellen. He didn't light the world on fire, but he's been there. He's been in those situations. He's been in the in the fire, and he knows. He's seen it all, and he's dealt with it all. And I think, and he's had success. And Jalen sees that, and he knows that when he speaks and when he implores and puts the game plan in, and they run the plays and they discuss the plays and talk about the plays, that Kellen actually has a plan and he knows what he's talking about.
Kellen Moore is a guy who you look at the offenses that he was cooking up for, and you had Dallas and you had Justin Herbert in San Diego, and you're looking at them and it's just like, all right, these offenses were phenomenal. They were good. There was motion. You see the offensive and that quarterback mind from Kellen Moore of, this is what I would have liked when I was a quarterback. So let me instill this and then teach them. But also instilling the belief of take care of the ball. Like you said, take what the defense gives you. But now you have an elite check down guy. You have Saquon Barkley that makes
wheel route.
And the thing that I love the most, which I haven't seen at all this preseason, is the death of the RPO. The death of the RPO. Because it has to fucking go. I am enjoying watching the offense go out there and Kenny Pickett. Because, when it was Jalen or if it wasn't Jalen, you're still running the fucking fake handoff. And I love the fact that I hate Kenny Pickett. I mean, seems cool dude, but I don't want him to start. But you don't have that Jalen Hurts type backup, right? You look at Baltimore. Baltimore runs their offense through Lamar Jackson. They need a Lamar type guy. So that's why Huntley is constantly there, because he runs that offense exactly like Lamar Jackson if Lamar Jackson was in third grade. But they need that fit to that system. You see that they have McGee, they have Pickett, who are guys can run the West Coast. Tanner McGee better, he can throw the deep ball, and I like him a lot better. Sorry, I'm being biased. Kenny Pickett, I apologize. You have really tiny hands. But you're not going to see the RPO as much. And if you look at the stats and the stats in football, broken plays and scrambles net you more yards and more points than designed quarterback runs. So if things do break down and Jalen has to take off, it's not going to be so predictable of, here comes the RPO. Well, let's see what he's going to do. Oh, he pulls back, and now he's got to do one read. It's like, no. You're going to see AJ come in motion. You're going to be able to see what the defense is doing and what the defense is giving you. Oh, shit. All right, corner staying on the other side. He comes over. Boop. All right, playing zone. Let's see what happens. Find a soft spot in the zone. Let the guy get open. Boom. Hit him with a bullet. First down. Not this vanilla, stagnant, everybody just – we're just, this is what we're going to run.
Don't run over the middle.
Yeah. Nobody get open in the middle of the field. That's all. Everybody run out routes, and we'll see if Jalen can fit it in a tight window. I'm just excited.
Joe, Rich, everything that we've seen from or seen and heard from camp is that that AJ Brown slant is as about as close to a handoff as it can possibly be.
And what he did with Tennessee. And I have no idea why they never ran it. My man would take a fucking 2-yard slant, 7 yards, because no one would tackle him. But we utilize, and that's the shit that pisses me off about last year. We utilized our offensive players in the worst fucking way.
Right.
Devontae Smith, and I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep beating the fucking drum for him, is the best route runner in football. My man is always open. And you saw what he did when he was torching Christian Gonzalez. I mean, Gonzalez is coming off, a bum leg. He's working his way back. But that guy was a fucking in the lead for Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. He was elite last year. He was putting him on skates, and his routes are so smooth. Now you give him an offensive coordinator who is going to play his strengths. My man is that good. Throw fucking Devontae the ball. He's putting everybody in the right positions and getting them to use their skill sets, which is something we didn't see last year.
No, not at all.
3 running backs in Boston Scott, who was like utilized only for the Giants, DeAndre Swift, who had to come off the field all the fucking time because he can't
pass block.
And then it's Kenny G. I like Kenny G as a player, but now you insert Saquon. Your wide receiver 3 now is Jahan Dotson. Insert him over fucking Zacchaeus, and then who's the fucking other jerk off I couldn't stand? Who's on Pittsburgh? Fuck's his name?
Quez Watkins.
Quez. Fast for nothing.
He had great hands.
Nice hands, feet.
Like, he had great hands.
Oh, God.
You see great in this offense, and it just gets you. I'm enamored with this team because I love the coaches' picks. I love what they bring to the game, and I love how dynamic they make this team. And you can see everybody is playing fucking hard. They believe in it. They believe
everybody's buying in.
That's what you want.
Like I just don't understand, and I, for whatever reason, I don't believe it's the homer in me, but like I don't understand people that unbiasedly look at both of these rosters, top to bottom, when you look at the Eagles and Dallas and say that Dallas has a better roster or that Dallas has a better opportunity to win the division. I don't see it. I don't see it on any level. Because when you look at player for player,
who's playing left tackle and center for Dallas? I don't fucking
Guyton.
Their defensive line. Who's their linebacking room? They great Diggs. The other
they just signed Linval Joseph.
Yeah, Linval
Joseph for defense.
Yeah, who's another dude who's 75 years old.
Yep.
And 400 fucking pounds. Like,
yep. Everybody wants to know where the ice cream went. I know where it went.
To be completely honest with you, this is where if Jalen struggles, you know he's not right. You know he's not in because this is one of the best, if not the best, Eagles offense that we've seen.
Best in my lifetime.
That's my best was fucking Jesus Christ. It was McNabb and T.O.
Right, and Westbrook.
Look at what you have now. If Jalen struggles, then you see, okay, well, he can't do it with these guys.
Then he's just not it.
But I don't look at it that way. I look at you're giving this guy with all these intangibles who's looked great in camp. I haven't seen one bad thing about him in camp. Have you guys seen any negative things about Jalen?
He threw an interception the other day.
Was it like his first interception in like 190?
He was 25 touchdowns to 1 interception. It's pretty good.
And going against our corners, like with like that just shows you how much more dynamic it is because we were missing so much and leaving so many points on the board last year on offense because of how stagnant we were. These guys are buying into it.
No wonder he was miserable.
I'm fucking miserable too.
Wonder he was miserable.
I'm running the defensive line and I'm throwing out.
Hey coach, these are the fucking plays we got to run.
He was printed out 4 plays from Madden and said, let's try these. And it's like, wait, one's a HB dive, one's a quarterback dive, and then you're running outs? We don't even have a 4 verts. Like, they didn't even have 4 verts last year. Like, that's crazy. It wasn't for Arsenal.
And he couldn't change. I don't think they gave him the authority to change plays.
And I would be frustrated with my head coach, too, over that, especially when you're
allowing it.
And then my offensive coordinator is calling it a play, and then I got to decide which one you want me to run. I think everybody was a little fucked up last year. But it's a fresh start. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And it's so funny that we really spent a lot of time on defense, and we're talking about our first string offense because I was thoroughly not impressed with anybody during the preseason on offense. I mean, that's just the way it is because we know how much talent we have, and it's good to see fight for positions. But come on, you have a plethora of goodies. Like, we're looking at seeing who's basically just going to earn a practice squad spot versus who's going to get cut.
Right. And Rich, to go back to that, like when we talk about like the best roster since the McNabb TO roster, right? The wide receiver 2, 3,
James Thrash.
Todd
Todd
Pinkston,
Pinkston and Greg
Lewis, and Freddie Mitchell.
Oh my.
Right?
Freddie
And
Mitchell.
now you're looking at
Fred X.
at AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson. That's
Who
a
would've
huge
thought?
they're not those two rosters are not even close.
Yeah.
They're not even close.
Reggie Wayne. That's all I'm saying. Freddie over Reggie.
Jeez.
Oh well.
I mean, talk about.
Hey, this is a pro Howie show. DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson. It goes on and on.
Elon
Oh my
Rager.
goodness.
But one of the big moves, and you guys touched on it earlier in the show, was that draft where the Cowboys were locked in on taking Patrick Surtain, and Denver jumped up and took him, and then the Eagles were like, "Oh, hey Dallas, can we trade with you? Can we jump in front of you because we're about to take Devontae Smith before the Giants do?"
God, that was great.
How great was that move? And the domino effect after that, they get Smith, and then they wanted to get an AJ Brown. But if they hadn't made that move to get Devontae Smith, we'd still be stuck with this, with guys like Whiteside and guys like Rieger and Quez Watkins and guys that are just bodies.
Yeah.
I'm still holding.
Massive move, Howie. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, Joe, the only part of like those scenarios are hard, they're hard to go back through those hypotheticals, but like the one that I look back on and really talk about a swing and a miss, right, is the Rager for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Right. Because then that following year, right, let's say you draft Justin Jefferson instead of Jalen Rager. That following year, you don't need to draft a wide receiver in the first round. And now you're in a position to take Micah Parsons.
Or Surtain, correct. Yep. Yeah.
Or Surtain, right? Like, so those hypotheticals are really funky, but like they are interesting to think about. But I love the position that they're in right now.
Sure.
Because I feel like when you look at where they're at, right, all those dominoes fell into place for a reason.
Yep.
You're right.
All right, gentlemen. We got to pick the draft order for the Golden Mike League. All right, so listen.
Who's excited? Let me write this down.
Here we go, Rich. You got your pen. You got your pad. You got your pen and paper.
No, I got an envelope and a highlighter.
Listen, as long as you got something to write with, it's all good.
Welcome again. We're doing the Golden Mike League again this year. Shout out to Coach Trav. He won it the year before that. The last year, the year before that was fucking Chip, and then the year before that was Britt Lifts. So congratulations, guys, to our kind of shout out to champions. It's going to be awesome to run it back again. So yeah, this is for the 12th pick.
All right, so Rich, listen, just to keep it honest, right? I'm gonna hit shuffle on the order of the names. We're gonna shuffle the names. All right, and now we're spinning.
Now we're spinning for the 12th pick.
This is pick number 12. So pick number 12.
Ooh, Britt.
I'm gonna go to Britt. Okay, done. We're gonna hide this choice. All right, we'll shuffle again. Spin it again.
11. Pick 11.
Pick number 11.
Give it to Dom.
Oh. All right. So Dom from the Fired Up podcast is going to pick 11.
Haha, Dom.
All right.
Wrong,
Shuffle again. Here we go.
Wrong.
Here we go. This is for pick number 10.
Give it to Mike. Mark.
Pick number 10 is going to go to our Drunk on Ice Drunk Report co-host Mark. Mark Ramos from the Ramos Roundup.
Ramos Roundup time. I should do his job.
But here we go. Spinning the wheel, Rich.
Is it
Rich, you are picking, what is that, 8?
9.
9.
All right, hate that.
9.
Hate that.
Nice job counting, Don.
Yeah, fuck.
Solid work.
Redo.
Here we go.
If Nick gets first pick, right?
That would just be not fun. Here we go.
Oh, Chipper Jones. Oh,
Joe.
Oh, he's taking Saquon Barkley.
Duh.
Taking Dallas Goddard. Fuck you guys.
All right.
7th pick.
Here we go.
Oh, Mike.
All right, Mike Gilletto. Here we go. All right, so we got 6 choices left.
Ooh.
We got 6 choices left. So left is Chip from Chip for the Birds. I'm in there.
Yes.
Jason is in there. Nick, Coach Trav, and Chris from the Fired Up podcast. So we'll hit the shuffle again and spin it again. This is for pick number 6.
Pick number 6, Chipper Jones.
Pick number 6 goes to Chip from Chip for the Birds.
No, we kicked him out.
No?
Larry. We're bringing Larry in.
Bring Larry in.
Bring Larry in.
All right. Shuffle, spin. And we're down. This is pick number 5. Pick number 5 is going to Chris from the Fired Up podcast. Here we go. Shuffle and spin.
Coach Travis first pick.
Yeah, that's not going to be fair.
BS. Come on, get
there you go. You speak it into existence, Rich. Now listen.
He doesn't.
We have the video evidence to see that this is transparent because I don't want to. I'm hitting the shuffle button a bunch of times. Here we go.
Calculated spins, I can tell.
Oh yes, yes. Joe, we got some extra pennies on that section of the spinning wheel. All right, Jason's going to pick number 3. All right, so it's either me or Nick.
Yep, it's going to be Nick. And Nick hates first pick, so this is going to be great.
Here we go. It's the final spin.
Nick is going to be so mad.
It's the final spin.
Oh, Don got first.
Oh. All right, so what do I have to do to I mean, listen.
Don, I believe you. It's written.
Listen, I feel like
this is ridiculous.
Yeah. I got the first pick. All right.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Here we go. Listen, if you want to go back and check the video evidence, right? We were shuffling and spinning.
I need to see the penny stack.
Grab Chris, Chip, Mike, Joe, Rich, Mark, Dom, and Britt.
Nice. So listen, the trophy is in Dallas with Coach Trav for the year. He'll send it back and we'll ship it off. This is a not paid, but just for bragging rights for your show kind of play. It's all for fun. Rich, the draft is Monday night at 7:00.
No, I moved it.
Rich moved the draft from Monday night at 7:00 to a different time, to a time.
Well, Coach Trav is Dallas time.
Oh, that's right.
I moved it to 8:45. It was 8, but I want to give Coach Trav time to get home because he is going to be leaving the airport. So I tried to be. He said 15 minutes. I gave him a full 45 to get home. Want to be a nice guy. See, best commission.
Is that 8:45 Eastern Standard Time?
Eastern Standard Mountain Time. All right.
What?
Yep. 16:30 Mountain Pacific Western.
Got it. So
it's noon. Rising time.
So it's at noon on Wednesday.
Noon Wednesday. Guys, don't forget, the draft is noon on Wednesday. Okay. None of you guys show up. Joe, you Monday night.
Rich will just go in and auto pick for you.
Auto pick. You're all getting kickers.
Rich, I have to mention this before we go into final thoughts. We both lost the over/under.
Oh yeah, that fucking Joe. Back up.
The pictures on the wall never fell, Joe.
Back up from
we had
too close. You're too close.
I I was super vigilant about not backing up in my chair.
I'm not gonna lie.
Zach,
go
Zach,
back.
You're good, buddy, right? Everything's cool. Nothing broke. Yeah, he's good. We're good.
Go
Zach's
back to this video at 13:48. I'm going like this. I'm like trying to will it into existence. To get
Oh no, yeah, I'm over here leaning on my railing. We're good. Zach's safe.
That's pretty good.
Zach's safe. Everybody's good. He's still smiling, so he's happy.
As soon as that fell off the wall, I got an injury alert from Sleeper saying he's out because he broke his foot.
Nice.
On the floor.
Yep, he was like, "Yeah, no yak ever again. That's it. no yak. It's over."
I love it.
No more yak. Here we go. Final thoughts. What do you got, fellas?
Oh man, final thoughts. You know, it's been a wild summer. Summer is coming to an end, and it sucks. Enjoy the rest of it. Labor Day comes after Labor Day. School. I'm excited for the weather because I was really, really digging this 75-degree weather. I really. But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff's happening. You know, we're all dog people. We're all animal people. And Monday we had to put our girl Polly down.
Oh.
So that absolutely sucked. Polly was awesome.
Damn.
You know what the good thing is though? The love of a dog or the love of an animal is you get to see how compassion and what you can show. And, you know, Polly was rescued from my wife 8 years ago. Like, not from my wife, but by my wife. I rescued her from my wife. Sorry, Jamie. I love you. But it's you see the compassion that you have for animals. And I think it's huge. And, you know, showing Ollie, like, we have basically a little zoo here. And just, like, seeing how he is with people and animals. And, you know, it's everything that you want, like, learning and growing up. And dogs, cats, whatever you're into, they're huge parts of your lives. And for her to have such a great life and to be rescued, it shows you that rescuing animals instead of going to a breeder and buying, like, do whatever you want to do. But man, like, we took that dog out of one of the most fucked up situations. And she's a pit bull. Oh, terrifying.
Ooh.
One of the worst places you can be. And she loved us for it. First time I met her, she tried to bite me. It was hilarious because she was terrified of men. And then that dog became a lap dog and my buddy and would just bark. And Jamie would take her everywhere. For 4 years, Jamie would go walk her every Saturday when she lived with her sister and then came to live with us full time the past 2. And it's just, you know, the barking and her little when she would come up the steps will be missed. But it gives us more opportunities to save other dogs from bad situations in the name because they need it. And the animal world is crazy. You need more advocates. You need more people adopting and not shopping because these shelters don't care. You know, they're full to the max because people say they want dogs and they can't get them or they can't take care of them. So where do they end? Because puppies aren't puppies and they're not cute cuddly anymore. They're big dogs. You know, just love your animals, adopt, don't shop. You'll see the difference that you can make because I really feel deep down in my heart that Polly loved us as much as she did because she knew that we saved her from just being a dog that was just bred constantly, beaten and had her teeth filed down and just fucked up. And when she came with us, she was happy. So make a difference in the rescue world. Go out there, adopt, don't shop, and you'll see. That's all I'm saying. If you've never done it, you'll see. It's awesome. That's what I got.
Yeah, I can't really. I don't have a good comeback for that. I'm you know, that's pretty much. Rich takes the cake on that one. No, you know, I'm kind of just gonna run on that a little bit with what Rich said. I mean, we have 4 dogs ourselves. And I've said this before to you guys. My wife would probably have 40 dogs if I approved of it, and if we had, we had a farm. But thing. I mean, we started out. We've always loved animals. We've always loved dogs. And our first 2 dogs we purchased at a pet store. But we found out about dog rescues and dogs that needed to be adopted, dogs that underprivileged animals. I mean, it's been a problem in this country for forever and ever. people just, there's some people that should have animals, and there's some people that shouldn't have animals. You don't get an animal to fight with the animals. You don't get an animal just to get one, and then when you're bored of it, you leave it, open the door and let it run and leave it, or put it in a car, drive it somewhere and chain it to a fence, or drive it somewhere and open the door and just leave it. Yeah. You have to. It's a commitment, and they deserve love. They deserve compassion. They deserve affection, because they can't take care of themselves. It's a commitment, and they're gonna return that love to you 100 times over. That's why they call it man's best friend. But it's a great feeling. It really is, to know that they're always there. They're always, whether you're having a good day or a bad day, they come home and they feed off your energy. They want to spend time with you. They want to be with you. Dinner time, whatever it is, you're sitting down and you're watching TV. They're always there for you. And you can't, friends come and go, family comes and goes, but your dogs and your animals and your pets are always going to be there for you and with you through thick and thin, no matter what. So, it's, rescues, adoption, or whatever it may be. I'm not telling people to go out and do that, but I think people should do, or at least consider it, or get as much information on it as possible, because you're doing it for them, but you're doing it for yourself. So it's a great thing.
Yeah. No, listen, we're right in the thick of it, right? We just added 2 new feline creatures to the crew, so now we're 6 cats deep and 2 chihuahuas and the fish tank and the turtle, and that, like, it. But you realize what those animals do, right? And there's a video that I'm gonna have to try to find to send to you guys about, like, what that intrinsic response is from the animal when you come home. And every time they see you, it doesn't matter, like, if you go out to get the mail and come back in, that, like, based on, like, the condensed amount of time that their life is compared to a human's life, that, like, all of those interactions are all intrinsic responses of, like, reciprocating that joy, and you get to incorporate that into your life and share that. It's just the more that you can give those opportunities to those animals, it comes back tenfold, Rich. And as many times as those things happen and they hurt, because you feel that loss.
Yeah.
It does give you a good reminder of the meaningful moments. And, like, it'd be really fucked up if, like, that happened and you were like,
Yeah.
So, like, as much as it does hurt, it does give us a reminder of, like, how important their lives, like, they are in our lives.
And it's funny because it's like Polly was like our part-time dog and then became our full-time dog. And it was because I wanted her here. Like, I was telling my wife, like, just fucking get her from your sister and just bring her here. Like, we had the big yard. We don't have to worry. Like, she doesn't have to worry about walking her 3 times a day, like, on a busy road. Like, just bring her here. Like, right. We can give, not saying her sister wasn't giving her a great life, because she was. But I'm like, we can give her the space to roam and just, like, being around, like, more. And if you want to, and, like, we converted the downstairs was, like, her apartment. And then we would bring her upstairs. She would love, like, had beds everywhere. And it was just like, Polly's downstairs. She looked to the left and she just popped her up. It's like, what's up, Pop? And, like, she was like my podcasting buddy. She would sit right over there and, like, look at me or, like, come at my feet. And then I'm, like, selling Pokemon cards down here. And it's like Polly was always by my side. And it's like, it's weird. As I'm sitting here and I'm, like, looking where her bed would be. And I'm like, you just remember. And it's just like you said, the intrinsic response. Like, Jamie let the dogs in from outside. Tully runs up, wants to get pet. Callie runs over, and she's, like, in between my legs, Rue standing there, just all wagging her tails. It's like, I've been home with you guys since 4:00. Like, but they never stop loving you.
Yep.
And that just shows that you're doing something right.
100%.
Love it.
Take us home, brother.
It's a beautiful thing.
You stuck around, you fucked around, you found out. I really want to have so many fucks to give, but we're ending on a really good note. But as always, it's fuck Dallas. Mike Parsons, you see your Penn State boys. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. I can't wait.
Jerry ain't nobody.
Next week, we'll be talking about all things Brazil.
All things Brazil.
As the Birds are going to play on a Friday night in Brazil.
All right.
So,
are we going?
Tennessee, we have. Oh man, the season is fucking upon us, boys. Like, it's upon.
It's here. It's here. You got week 0 this weekend. You got some college football on Saturday.
And we're getting together to watch a game. I don't care whose house it is, but we got to get the boys together.
And you guys would be able to swing that Friday night going to the link.
Ooh.
They're having like a party?
The Brazil game is going to be they're going to play it on the Jumbotron.
Oh, really? How much?
$30. $30 for a ticket, $162 to park.
All right, I'm going to walk, guys. I'll meet you guys there. I'm going to leave about 5 to get there. If you guys...
Oh, God. Listen, we'll talk about it.
That would be fun.
But we'll figure something out.
All right.
Guys, until next time, we're drunk on broad. I'm Rich. That's like the messed up thing. That's Don. That's Joe. Jesus Christ. There we go. I'm just going to use that. Don, Joe. I do my left and my rights. Howie is the GOAT. Go Birds!
Go Birds!
Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
E-A-T-L-E-S-E